I changed my wolf answer. I'd be an Ewok.
Ancient Chinese secret.
This is Chinese Rock Force. You can take a call.
Yeah, you can take a call on air as long as you put them on speaker.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You can't
It could
tell.
be Elon Musk. You don't even know.
If somebody calls, though, you're not allowed to tell them they're on air until after their first sentence.
Yeah.
You got to see what comes out the gate.
What up?
Hey, that is mom's law.
Yeah.
There's a precedent set.
The coworker that's most likely to call me at this moment in time opens every conversation by saying, "How are you doing? I'm just peachy." And he has like a thick Polish
Wait, it
accent.
says
That's
I'm just
amazing.
peachy before you can even say how you're doing.
That's a man who's about to kill
Yeah,
himself. That's
He
a
never
man.
calls me when anything's going right.
No, dude.
I'm the coworker people call when they can't figure out some shit and
That's-
it's about to get worse.
That's a guy who
Wow.
called you because the suicide hotline was busy. Oh, my
Are you the
God.
suicide hotline friend?
I think that's
depends
a-
on the friends.
I was gonna say that's a hot potato thing in stand up. It's more like a phone tree.
Yeah. Maybe I'm the one most likely to answer the call.
The bravest one of us all. Ladies and gentlemen, stopping Michigan comedy suicides left and right. The ever listening ear, Erich Laux is on podcast.
If your favorite Michigan comic is currently alive, you have to thank Erich Laux.
It's not untrue.
Dude, how many of us would be dead if you weren't around?
You should just have a podcast called In Crisis. And when one of us calls you up, you just start recording. I'm just peachy. Now I know what to say to you when I'm doing the worst. I've actually been pretty peachy lately.
We're actually starting our own festival the same weekend as Tree Town called Peach Fest.
In Atlanta, Georgia.
No, it's going to be here. We're
It's
going to
gonna
book
be right here.
everybody you guys didn't, but it won't happen because they're all going to be dead by their own hand.
Here's how we're gonna pick out the people on the fest. We're gonna look for any posts where people just go crazy on the fest that won't accept them. So everybody who publicly shit on Mike Jeter, they're all on the fest.
Gates Off the Hinges Fest is going to be Johnny and I's festival, where we just let everybody who didn't get into a fest do our fest.
Yeah.
No time limits. Lineups are subject to change.
And the Ticketmaster links are closed, so there's no audience.
Yeah, we have no venue either.
We just
we're gonna meet on an underpass on I-96.
Good thing you're the king of doing shows at not real venues. Your living room, your garage,
yeah.
crunchies.
You're the alt comedy superstar, dude.
Yeah, the comic who figured out how to do comedy from home. I was working from home before the pandemic. It's like, how do we do comedy at home?
You really showed all those fools that were doing Zoom shows. You're like, there's much better ways.
By breaking the law.
Take that, Dat
Dude,
fan.
I remember
Take that.
the first salsa parlor show we did during the pandemic. It was like, it'll be just like Dave Chappelle's Field show. And I'm outside spray painting little circles around yard chairs. And I'm like, everybody will follow the rules. Everybody 3 to 4 banquets deep was just spit talking in people's face. Like, oh, it's so great to say people again.
Yeah, my girlfriend at the time brought her roommates, her housemates, and one of them, Nolan Riley, was really risen up. One of them, the only non-binary one, he was going in hard trying to talk about anime with them. And I remember saying to my
Stay
girlfriend,
on target.
I was just like, you gotta leave. I was like, you gotta get them out of here.
Wait, was it working?
No.
Oh,
Well,
because I'm under the impression rizzing means it's working.
it's possible it was working, but I think because we're looking at a 12-year age gap here.
Oh,
So,
yikes.
maybe I'm exaggerating. I don't know. But I'm
Your girlfriend's roommate?
to be fair, everybody had masks on. Nobody knew.
Your Honor.
We're all masked up. All he saw,
What am I supposed to bust out the
Dude.
tape measure every time I talk to a nice lady?
all he saw was the pixie cut. He didn't have anything else to go on. So, not look. I'm not doxing Nolan here, but
Yeah, that's crazy. He couldn't even see the septum ring with the mask.
But no, he was starting.
That's that boy boy's kryptonite.
Specifically, I think they were talking about like the Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I felt like from their perspective, it was just like, oh, great, a conversation. But I was looking at Nolan like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, come
Nobody
on,
likes the Avatar movie that much, but for Pussy, I will be like, yeah, the allegory to Pocahontas is insane.
That was also the show where I knew Dan Curry was going to quit because he came out and was just like, what are we doing? The world's on fire.
Oh,
It was
but
like
we
height of
put
Black
it-
Lives
we
Matter.
Put it out.
We took care of it.
Dan's probably stopped calling you by now.
Yeah.
He's doing
He's
great.
doing too well.
Yeah. He's got a family.
He's
and
got a kid
house.
now. Yeah, you can't.
That's crazy, dude. We are in your humble abode, which is
We're in the rabbit hole. Live
Yeah.
from the rabbit hole.
Live from the rabbit hole, everybody.
Is it? I mean, you're like the only person I know to ask this question. Is it weird having a nickname for your house?
The older you get, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna. I think you are gonna regret that in a couple years. Right now, it's still cute, but like if you don't figure some stuff out
Being
in
like
this house soon,
35 years old. Like, yeah, my parents visited the rabbit hole yesterday. What's
Yeah.
that? That's my home. That's
I
where I
don't
live.
know. Yeah, when you're in college and it's just a bunch of dumb drunk bastards like, yeah, dude, we live in the fucking salsa parlor or like 557 house or like Bill Murray house or the rabbit hole. It's cute. Now that I live, no.
I think I don't know. I still feel okay about it, but I think as soon as the last mortgage payment clears,
that might be it. I wouldn't be shocked if the bank was like, we're not going to approve this and let you pay this last one until you stop calling your house a fucking silly name.
no more basement comedy shows.
Yeah. It's like, sorry, we can't. We literally cannot give you the house until you agree to stop doing that. I don't know. Are you planning on? Here's the thing. It would be weird if you kept calling it the rabbit hole without shows going on here. So I think the day
If you were
you're
just
done
calling
doing
it that,
shows
nothing
here
was happening.
is the day you purge the internet and the city of the rabbit. And when people ask if that was you, you gaslight them. You go, no, I'm a grown man with a house.
It'd be like, you know, like when like those older local comics, like they're usually like recent grads from the Ridley's class. They're all like between the ages of 45 and 65.
Yeah.
And they start a new Facebook profile that's like comedian and then their name.
Yeah.
Imagine like they did that, but they didn't do comedy anymore, but they're still comedian blank. You know?
Yeah. I will say this though. You could name it the rabbit hole, but like it would take on the same energy of like ultra rich people when they name their estates.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like the Fox
Mar-a-Lago. Graceland.
Dude, Rabbit Ar-Lago. Abbott Ar-Lago. Actually, there we go. Believe it or not, listeners, Eric, only Trump voter in all of Ann Arbor.
Yeah, he's the one guy.
Crazy, dude. He did it as a bit. You knew this city was going blue. Why not leave chuckling?
No, this is a safe town, yeah.
As if, because that's how the Electoral College works, town by town basis in the swing state of Michigan.
I like
I'm going
Kamala,
town to town.
Kamala looking at the map, going in, going, "Hey, we won Ann Arbor."
Except for this one blip near the fucking Abbott hole. The Rabbott hole didn't vote for it.
Except for that fucker Erich Laux.
That's crazy. I don't know, man. How much longer are you planning on running shows here?
I don't know. I mean, it's not super often anymore. It's like every year I do.
So you're in the wax.
Every year
or
I
the
do
waning.
the anniversary
Petering
show.
out.
I make sure I don't miss the anniversary show.
Dude, at this point, it's a curse.
And then we do it anytime a comic like moves away, like you or Nicholas Stubblefield.
Okay.
It's funny to do an anniversary show for a thing that doesn't happen anymore. It'd be like if SNL was canceled 30 years ago,
And
but they still did
came
the
back for
SNL
50th
40.
anniversary, yeah.
It's the old couple getting their sex on once a year. We're like, it's sex night. Come on down to the rabbit hole. We're keeping the name.
All right. Well, I got the theme for the next show. Sex night at the rabbit
You
hole.
should call it Sex
No,
Night at the
dude,
Rabbit Hole.
You don't want to do that. This town's going to show up wearing their best. Hey, I heard this is where the furry fuck fest was. Does
Ann Arbor will turn out for sex night at the rabbit hole.
Well, I also think Ann Arbor's probably got to have a healthy population of furries.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of nose rings under masks.
And a lot of Nolan Riley's coming out of the woodwork.
Nolan just shows up. You got any drop spots?
Hey, get some time or some poon or some time.
Do you know this name, Nolan? Or you just, okay.
Come on.
I dead named him. He's Nolan John Cock. That's the new iteration.
I think you're safe. He's dead named a few himself.
The ones he's been hitting on.
Oh my god, dude! I do remember. This is gonna be a Nolan heavy episode. So
Okay.
hey,
shout out Nolan. Big dog shout outs.
Yeah, big dog shout out Nolan. There was a 1542. Speaking of that's before we got creative in naming our house shows.
Yeah.
And I just screamed my address into the internet without any moniker. But yeah, Nolan showed up to one of those shows and everybody was like tripping real hard on acid and shrooms. And then he was like playing like soldier for whatever reason, just crawling around our back, like that huge backyard around the fire going, there's something in the bushes. And I remember I was the only one not on drugs, but I was very drunk. And I'm looking around all the pupils that are already too wide.
Yeah.
I go, Nolan, you gotta stop crawling around, man. You're freaking me out. You're freaking me. Just coming out of the fire. Just coming out of the fire, dude. And he's like, wow, okay. And then when he showed up, he was on the most drugs.
Oh,
Like,
hell yeah.
okay, that's why you're crawling around, pal.
Did I tell you about the first time I ever performed at the Salsa Parlor? I was maybe a year or two into comedy, and my roommate at the time, Devin, showed up, and I asked him to record my set because I didn't have a clip yet, right?
Yeah.
So Devin shows up and he gets super hammered. He has this problem where he gets hammered really fast because of his medication. So he's like, he's really drunk.
Oh
that was also the night.
Yes.
That was the night I met Sam Talent too, because Sam was closing out that show.
Also, Devin may, if we're speaking,
He has your phone number still because of that
Dog,
night.
Dog. Also, Devin on planet Earth has made me laugh harder than anybody.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. But or maybe we shouldn't. I don't know. but Devin, so he records my set and literally heckles me during my set. Like if I can find the clip. There's one point he yells something out, and I look directly at the camera, like, what the fuck you did?
It's the only heckle video where the audio from the heckle is better than the fucking comic on stage.
It's like, did they dub over the heckle? But he comes up to me afterwards, and he's like, he'll do this thing where, like, if he gets high, he just goes to the sink and gets water and splashes in his mouth because his mouth's getting dry. So he comes up to me, and I know he's high because his like mouth is dripping from water. He's like, bro, outside I just saw. He's like, I just saw this girl that I matched with on Tinder, and I was gonna talk to her, but then she started making out with this not attractive foreign guy, and I was like, what not attractive foreign guy? And he points it out, and I look out, and it was Osa. I was like, oh, dude.
Hey, so Rob, there's your roast for Osa right there.
Just fucking Johnny's roommate.
Sorry, it's about a week late. He hit me up for an Osa roast. I'm like, oh, that'd be a good one if we could get it to him.
Yeah. Damn, sorry, we didn't get it to you in time.
Yeah, no, Devin is. We shouldn't tell the other
A
story.
character.
Just know. We'll tell you off mic.
I will. It'll be the first thing we tell you off.
Yeah,
It's actually the hardest we've ever laughed in our life.
I wept. It was one of those laughs where I gut laugh. First of all,
You ever laugh in waves? Like you laugh really hard, it dies down, and then you just start thinking about it again, and then you laugh.
And then it took me a second, like a time-delayed bomb, because I heard it and then looked around, and when Corey made eye contact with me, his other buddy Corey, and then it went off. So yeah, we'll save it. Now we've probably overhyped it.
Patreon.
That's a Patreon story.
Would you subscribe to the Patreon? If we
Yeah,
did?
sure.
Oh,
all right.
I'm not even caught up on the current episodes.
Hell
so.
yeah, dude.
Oh, that was gonna be my
Don't
next
spoil
question.
anything.
Hey, let me go ahead and warn you. If you sign up for the Patreon, could take us a while to get them up. Old Lou Michaels, wavering mental health, decides, we'll do 7-8 episodes and then chill, and then go back.
Yeah,
Chill.
We're
This
back
is
now.
I'm
Kind of
peachy,
related
though.
to the being heckled by the person recording you.
Yeah.
at my album recording, I did it at the house tour I used to run in college. So to convince all the college kids, Luther Co-op.
Second named house.
Yeah. The way I was like, I'll convince like a packed out crowd to show up by just like buying a keg of beer, and I did, and it fucking worked.
Did you charge tickets?
No.
So it was just come for free.
It was
beer.
like 75 people just crammed into a dining room.
Did you know everybody? Or
no, I knew like a good amount of them.
were they mostly co-op people? Or?
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah.
Okay.
But my girlfriend hosted the show, and she got like too drunk as the show was going on.
Hell yeah. Hey, been there, bro.
Yeah. And but while I'm doing my set, like she knew most of my jokes, so I like said the first line of a joke she really liked, and she like wooed as like the way you would like woo a band playing the first chord of a song you really like. But the joke was about my grandma's funeral, so the audience, it's on my album, but it's me going like, so my grandma died, and my girlfriend being like, woo. But then she forgot that it happened until years later. I was like, she was like, oh, I could never heckle. I was like, you heckled me on my album.
Pull up Spotify right now.
She was like, no way. When? I was like, when I said my grandma died.
Just
It's so funny. The idea of like wooing at the setup to a bit as though it's an opening guitar riff is so funny.
like a regular old fucking Dice Clay over there. He's playing the hits tonight. Hickory dickory, my grandma died.
It's like I remember when I saw Gaffigan at DTE.
Yeah.
And the minute he went into like, he was like, this bit about being in a hotel, and he goes, and then I look into the fridge and there's some Hot Pockets in there. And then everybody knew he was having Hot Pockets. And my friend Noah, shout out Noah Romaine, puts his hand on my knee and he goes like, he's doing it! We've heard it.
I do like it when there's some comics where if they pulled out some heaters, I'd be in for it. I do want to push back about, well, maybe not push back, but about a host being too drunk. If you can believe it,
No such thing.
before the Salsa Parlor shows, because I would get pretty fucking blitzed as that show would go on.
Oh, yeah.
1542, I once got so drunk that I got into the corner and I was like tossing beers. And the closest I ever got accused to performing a hate crime is Tony Font Jr. wanted a beer, and he was like, from me to Johnny. I go, here you go. And I like whipped it like underhand, and it just hit him right in the forehead, like full force. And I felt so bad. I was like, oh no. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. And yikes, to this day that haunts me about once a week, where I'm like, yep, underhand a beer at a black guy's head 3 feet away from you, like yikes, in front of the whole audience, which was like, what are you doing, Lou? I'm like, I don't know, I'm drunk.
Eric, I think you're one of the funnest drunk people.
I'll take that compliment as I drink this beer.
Yeah.
Hey, we're working on getting more fun over there.
Dude,
the only way I know how.
the last 15 minutes of this episode is gonna be fire.
I need more beer.
You got enough.
Well, I remember because
I got 2 fridges. You only looked in the first one.
I know. I love that you have a beer fridge.
you have a ringer fridge.
Dude, because you have roommates right now or no?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, but is any of that theirs?
No, that's all my beer. And they don't all fit in that one, so I got some in the food fridge too.
Dude, you have like a farmer's market selection of beer.
Dude, I
Which is
literally-
awesome.
I drove back from Kentucky today.
Getting
The
more?
last thing I did before I left was like, oh, I gotta find a beer store, pick up some shit I can't get in Michigan. And I brought back another like case of Yingling
Yeah, I
and
did
2
see-
6-packs.
I did see the Yingling. I was like, how the fuck did you get that here today?
I remember I gave you a bottle of the IPA that my dad and I made.
Oh yeah.
And when I was giving it to you, I was really self-conscious because I was just like, I was kind of expressing my insecurities about it. I was like, I don't know if it fully turned out the way we wanted it to be. And you were like, hey, listen, I really like beer. It's gonna be fine.
It was good.
Okay, yeah, good. That's exactly what I wanted. That's
Yeah.
that's
And
the
I
review.
do really like beer.
You were calling me when maybe a month or so ago when I was doing the McClowry show and I was crashing here because I was at the showcase that weekend, and I want to say you'd spent the whole day tailgating because it was the U of M game.
Sure.
The U of M wasn't the U of M state game. I don't remember. It might have been.
I don't know.
But I'm in the green room. Like, I think I had just done my set, and I'm in the green room, and you called me, and I was like, hey, and you're like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm in the green room. The show's happening. And you're like, oh, man. And you said something like, when you get drunk really, like, early in the day, you know, it's later on, you're just like, wow, it's still pretty early. And then you're like, all right, I'm going to come down there. I'm like, you're going to come down here? You're like, yeah, I'm taking my bike. And then when you got there, you showed up with your helmet. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that's what you meant. I probably would have objected.
I don't think I was as drunk as you thought I was because I asked you
Maybe.
a dumb question, but the dumb question only happened because you did a dumb thing,
Oh.
which is instead of turning off that lamp with the light switch,
Oh, yeah.
you unscrewed the light bulb.
I didn't know it was...
So
Yeah,
I
alright.
called you and I was like, hey,
No, I didn't unscrew. I unplugged
how
it
did
from
you
the wall.
fuck up this
Alright.
lamp?
I
There
didn't
was like
hang
something
on.
dumb.
No, yeah, you called me because...
Outsider perspective, sounds like you were both hammered.
But I had walked there, so that's fine. First of all, second of
I'm
all,
allowed to be drunk and walk.
I did not know that lamp was connected to the light switch, and I didn't see any switch on the lamp, so I unplugged it. I did not unscrew the bulb.
Alright.
But yeah, he called me and he was
Yeah,
like,
alright.
"Hey, did you do something to the lamp?"
Because wintertime in Michigan, it got dark at like 5 p.m. or
Yeah, that was terrifying. Yeah,
And then-
I couldn't imagine you were stuck in here with no light.
Yeah. So then I was like, well, better go to the comedy club.
And I liked when you
At that point, I
you
probably because you spend the whole 3.5 hours at the football game
Yeah,
sobering
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Well, like you showed up, and I think Matt was on stage at that point, and you like get on the couch like horizontally, you put your feet up, and you turn on the TV, and you're like, "Ask Lisa how I can get hockey on the TV."
All right.
Just
so-
hijack the green
I don't
room.
want to sound like I'm just defending myself all night, but I
I
am
don't know,
getting attacked.
John Boy is
No,
coming
no.
at you.
This
What our couch is for, if not putting your feet on
Eric,
them.
this
But
is
also,
all, this is all under the umbrella of you are the most fun drunk I know. So I'm saying this is a nice story.
yeah.
I
Well,
like this story.
They changed the TV in the green room and got rid of the Roku, so I had to
What the fuck?
sign into the new
Oh, they get
TV or
okay.
whatever. But it's not like a Roku or whatever.
Yeah, I used to vibe to Roku City in that green room, just sitting there and be like,
Don't you know Roku's on my rider?
couple more laps around Roku City, and I'll be ready to do my set. But God damn it, something you were saying about Eric being a. Oh no, I will say this about the day drinking, especially like you tailgate, you go to the game and you sober up. By the end of the game, I no longer feel any kind of fun buzz. And then I hate the feeling of like sobering up and becoming hungover in like late afternoon.
Yeah.
And then you got to be like, all right, I'm either going to double down and get drunk again or I'm just going to have a weird hangover sleep where I go to bed feeling the hangover already on.
Yeah.
And I don't know. In college days, I think I would just get drunk and then push it all to the next day.
Yeah.
But now if I get day drunk, I'm out of commish by like 4 p.m. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, y'all have fun.
Honestly, the only time I ever do it is football game days.
Yeah.
And I walk to the stadium. It's like, 2-mile
Yeah,
walk. I just
yeah.
walk there and back.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
That's a great
I
life.
like a good
Dude,
day
I
drunk.
say don't change the name of the rabbit hole until you've stopped doing that.
Dude, you know how many like 80-year-olds still day drink and go to the Michigan football games?
That fucking rules.
That's just
dude.
like a lifetime activity. You kidding me?
Oh man.
So you heard it here. We're never changing the name. There's always a rabbit hole there, baby.
We're never gonna grow up.
I'll come back here if we're alive in our 80s and our significant others are dead. You better open one of those rooms up. Old Lou's moving in. I'm gonna
Dude,
die in this house.
What a
pal.
sitcom. just elderly comics with dead wives living in a house together.
Dude, one time, me
The
and
Bronze
I was gonna
Boys.
say, is that not 2.5 Men? What is
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
I was calling it the Bronze Boys as a knockoff of the Golden Girls. So,
Jerkied up.
Yeah.
One time we were chilling on the roof, just like drinking beers, and there was a reason, but I forget what the reason was.
Roofs are fucking cool.
Exactly.
Dude.
Yeah. But like an old lesbian couple walked by holding hands, and one of them's like real talkative. So anytime I'm like outside, she's like stops and like makes a little conversation. But she walks by, just sees it, she's like, "Oh, look at you, keeping the neighborhood young."
Keeping those property values down. We love Eric because he keeps the neighborhood affordable.
Dude, you're the last bastion of this place getting fully gentrified. How's that feel?
Yeah, the underground comedy scene.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of same-sex couples on this block walking 2 dogs apiece. We're like, good for you guys, huh? Look at the new nuclear family walking by. I'm here for it. It's Ann Arbor nuclear.
Yeah,
I'm like,
the 2 lesbian 4-dog family.
yeah. You best believe it's a Subaru household, dude.
I believe in America. In America, every woman should be able to support their wife and 4 dogs. That's my platform.
And here in Ann Arbor, you can. Oh my god, dude. Yeah. If these walls could talk, they'd probably say, "God damn it, what happened in the neighborhood?"
If these walls could talk, they'd be like, because there's cum on them.
I think you're overestimating the amount of fucking happening in this house.
Dude, Bret Hayden used to live in this house.
Bret did move out.
I was going to say, Bret.
He's been comedy humbled.
Yeah, I'm sure every time there's a new Manic Pixie Dream Girl at an open mic, though, oh fuck, I feel it.
I feel the old Bret coming out.
Bret, why is your hand shaking? Just seeing a mediocre set at Rumble, he goes, I think it was a 5. I'm sorry, it's getting too inside baseball. It's getting too inside baseball. I'm probably gonna have to cut most of that out.
Mothers, don't let your autistic kids grow up to be handsome.
He's gonna write this shit.
Let them be
ponies.
doctors and lawyers and such. Anyway.
I don't know what the cure to autism is, but Bret fucks like he knows what it is. All right, I'm sorry he's not here to defend himself. We should have him walk over.
I
hope
5
minutes away.
I'm sure.
It is insane that he moved 5 minutes away. He moved 5 minutes away, and now instead of living upstairs, he lives in a basement.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right,
Just moving down. Third wheeling another couple.
Yeah, Eric, I'm sorry. I think you needed to have a significant other to keep him in your house.
Yeah,
He can't go to bed unless there's the idea of fucking going on. It's his nightlight in the hallway. Okay. Fuck. You know what? We're going to lean into it. I'm putting Bret's headshot as the thumbnail. It's got to be.
Oh, God.
We're calling the episode Rabbit Hold, and then Bret's. Oh, God, dude. We've been going on and on. You live with the fella. You got now. It's turning into a Bret cast. You got any hilarious Bret stories from him living here?
I'm sure I do. I should have prepared.
You got any tales out of school?
My favorite is, again, living with Bret is so fucking fun because there was one day where I was up going to work at the salsa parlor and he was in just tight, like he was shredded at this point in his life. Tall, blonde, Aryan looking dude, just swimmer's body, wearing like tight little like stripy boxer briefs doing yoga in the salsa parlor front room with both of those windows blinds wide open. And I remember I'm walking to work. He goes, "Oh, see ya," and then he bends over, and then as I'm leaving the driveway, there's like 20 grade schoolers walking by the house to go to school, and I'm just like, God, I hope none of them look in the house right now. Oh, God damn it, dude.
I remember one time I was parking at the salsa parlor, and it was the night of the the garage mic, or maybe it wasn't the garage mic. Maybe it was the night of the show. But I was picking up Jake for something like earlier in the day, and some girl who's like jogging runs by, and she was like, she just stops me. She's like, "Oh, hey, like, do you live here?" And I was like, "No, I'm just picking up a friend." She's like, "Is there a thing that happens here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like a comedy show." And I told her about it. She's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll come check it out tonight. Sounds great." She runs away. And as I open the door, Brett and Jake are both standing there going, "Who was that?" I was like, "I don't know. I just jogging by." They're like, would you catch your name?" I don't know. Like,
The boys were thirsty. A couple of thirsty birds in the nest. Johnny, what did you bring us?
"Did you bring gifts for entry?"
You must pay the toll to enter the parlor's house. Oh, fuck.
Oh. Anyway,
Ooh, we're going to have Brett on next week.
I like making fun of other
So
people.
he can defend
for
himself.
more-
No, he's
He's not gonna. He's gonna be like, "Yeah."
No, dude, Brett's going to listen to this going, "Fuck yeah, I was fucking ripped."
Here's what you do. You hold up that Ridley's picture. He's going to go, "Yep, fucked her, fucked her, fucked her." Go down the road. Tried, fucked her.
The man, yeah, you lived with him. You should know. The man feels no shame nor pain for his actions of accomplishment. All Brett talk is good Brett talk. No, man. Living with Brett was one of the funniest, most entertaining times of my life. So
Yeah, that connects you two. That's what makes you guys.
I
it's
stole him.
it's a through
Which is
line.
why when he moved back in with Zach, I'm like, that's fair. I stole him. I stole him. He got stolen back. Like, yeah, that's fair.
Chuck Berry, Pat Boone to the Beatles? That's not fair. You're not Pat Boone. But I will say, though, now it just seems like Zach and I don't.
Haley.
Well,
Oh,
no, I
sorry.
was going to say, I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
Fuck it. Zach and
Oops.
Haley. We'll say her name. Yeah, now it does seem like they have 3 cats now. I will say, so when he first moved there, Zach's maybe the most influential person I know. And Zach and Haley, awesome. They have a Japanese like floor mat, and I love that. They sleep on it. They enjoy it. I went downstairs and Brett had one. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, dumbass?" He's like, "What?" I was like, "That's a them thing. You were gonna fucking hate this." He goes, no, I'll be fine." I'm like, "No, you're a fucking mattress guy for sure, dude."
No bed frame. But
never, dude.
Yeah, well, he's. You know what?
He's spiritually, he's still in a rabbit hole.
Shout out to our guy though. He's got a nice lady they've been dating for a while.
Yes.
And she has domesticated that little barn cat.
Yeah, she's tamed them.
not off the floor. Yeah.
Well,
It's like a pet. You're like let in the house, but not on the bed.
I'm
You know,
sure
like-
she lets him in her bed when he's
Yeah,
at her
yeah,
place,
yeah.
and she doesn't go to his place.
Yeah.
The Brett being a third cat thing is it's so true because like sometimes I'll be over there visiting and like I don't know if Brett's home, and then like an hour and a half into the night he just like rubs up next to me like, "Do you want to see my Blu-ray collection?" Hey, there he is.
God damn,
There's the little guy.
God damn, I was ending on a pleasant, lovely note. You get right back in the ring. Dude. Right back. Come on, Eric. You've had enough time. Give us one. He was here for years. You got nothing off the top of your dome?
He's like, "No, we just had a great time.
Yeah, it was
Everything went
chill.
smoothly."
It was the pandemic years. We were just.
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah.
Pandemic years were
we
crazy.
just played Ticket to Ride every night.
There you
It
go.
was me,
Hang
him,
on.
and
That
Tanner.
tracks.
Yeah.
That's also autism.
Do you remember your first show back after the pandemic? What that was
We
like?
did backyard rabbit hole shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, were you guys doing them kind of near the tail end of the pandemic outside?
We started back in 2020.
Yeah,
like
yep.
I think like
Ooh.
June or July.
Pre-vax.
That's
Well,
all right.
Because I didn't want to miss the anniversary show.
Gotta keep it going. Yeah.
But we like
I think we did it the same month then, because the parlor and you guys were like, yeah, fuck it, we'll do them outside.
that sounds about right. Cause like I just put a sign out in the front yard. I'm like, hey, socially distanced show, like. And then, like, a bunch of neighbors, like, we intentionally set up the chairs all super spread out, but, like, a bunch of neighbors showed up, and they were like, this is the, and his Ann Arbor, it's, like, super, like, these people are taking lockdown, like, seriously. So the fact that they were, like, masked outdoors, separated, but, like, finally hadn't, like, activity was, like, groundbreaking for this neighborhood.
That's the difference between Ann Arbor socially distanced people and East Lansing. Because Luke Nesbitt has the story of the doodliest bro frat guy who later on, like this guy, just 6'6", enormous frat bro, is screaming in Luke's face at the beer counter going, no, don't worry, dude. I've had like COVID a shit ton of times. It's like I got a fuckload of antibodies, and he's like speckling Luke's face, and then he goes, and apropos of nothing, I do remember Luke tells the story better. He goes, yeah, also I'm gay as shit, and like Luke thought he was being like a douche. And then he turned around and started making out with his boyfriend. and then Luke was just like, I don't know what just happened. Like, this guy gave me COVID, admitted to being gay, and proved it all in one fluid motion. He's like, what the fuck?
Dude, what rules is in East Lansing? Even our gay guys are straight. You know?
They're problematic.
Even our gay guys are like problematic straight
say
guys.
It, but the way they say it still sounded like a slur.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Like, oh, I don't know if you can.
RT.
Yeah, I was like, I just saw him swallow a load. It still sounds like a hate crime. Like, yikes, dude. It's because they're giant bros that look like they're on the practice squad, and then they just go out and I'm like, is it gonna be like a twink bro thing? No, it's just two bros. You're like, whoa, all right. And that's what happened at the Salty parlor.
Meanwhile, in Ann Arbor, all the straight guys are gay. So there's a fun dichotomy.
God damn. Screeching halt. I'm here for it.
I'll die on the hill.
Hey, not alone you won't.
Yeah, come with me.
I'm going with them. Ann Arbor, your straight guys are gay. It's like a suicide pact, but I won't let John die on a hill alone or abandon him.
Yeah, he won't leave me
Yeah.
drowning on a bit.
I'll stay. Sometimes I'll stay, and I look at the young man and go, "You run. you've got potential still. I'll stay here and hack it up.
They'll need you." Saving Private Ryan, like, earn this.
Earn this. Johnny's gonna be 42, divorced, looking at his wife and kids, going, "Did I do good?" No. They're like, shit.
You just did more bits, more terrible bits. No one was there to save you.
There, yeah. Saving Johnny's all right. See, bad riff alert. Well,
Have you? We were talking about this last week, and I'm curious if you, because I'm curious if it ever happens here. Have you seen a white comic drop the N-word in this town?
Yeah, it used to be when I started in college. So
Yeah.
that was like 2010 to 2014.
Yeah.
That was like the height of Louis C.K. And
Oh.
he used the N-word all the time.
Yeah.
So all comics idolized him back then. And
he made it cool.
He made it cool. But I have a specific memory of we used to run like a bi-weekly mic at Cantina Bar here in Ann Arbor.
Okay.
And KJ was there.
Oh.
And this like nerdy white dude who like went to U of M, like used the N-word in a joke. It was like there was a punchline to it,
Hard
but it
R?
definitely was not worth probably not.
Oh.
But it definitely was either way.
Hey,
It wasn't worth the joke.
Right.
I was gonna say, talk about an earn this moment. You better fucking do. Yikes!
And
dude.
I remember, like, I don't think anyone had to, like, hold KJ back, but it was like, oh, fuck, is he about to kick this nerdy little white dude's ass right now?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it was like, it
Yikes,
seemed like it
dude.
was close.
Oh, man.
But I think what actually happened was KJ was couldn't fight him because he was on stage next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went up and just roasted the shit out of him. And it was like,
he-
everyone,
did he
it, like,
crush?
it made the room better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, okay, like,
So you could feel the tension after the guy said it. Like,
Yeah, there must have been there because like I remember KJ said feeling so much better afterwards.
That is a cosmic energy where the air gets low. when a white guy says the N-word in a room and it's like record scratch, and everybody goes, "Oh, there's a little thin up here." Like,
I don't think I've ever been to a show where a white guy said the N-word.
Oh, yeah, you started comedy too late.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Louis
hold on,
CK
what are you doing
years,
tonight?
It was, it was all over the place.
Hey, Showcase is on tonight. Let's go.
Hey,
go
Johnny,
ruffle
you
some
know that
feathers.
new fresh bit you were looking for? Well, listen to this. Just, yikes, dude.
Oh, I do remember when at Ellison, or no, not Ellison.
You never heard it?
Beggars. I remember at Beggars, there was this guy who used to come to Beggars, and sometimes he would do time, but other times he would just kind of sit there in the audience. And he was his name was like Jamie or something. Strange guy, wore like a long coat and or sometimes a cape. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And there was
I know
one time.
Exactly who
You know exactly this guy. Yeah. I called him.
Oh, God.
I think I called him the.
He showed up with the cane with the sword in it.
Yeah. I called him the Columbine Magician.
Yep. Yeah.
But he
top hat crazy guy.
It was after the show one time, and Elena says to me, she's like, "Hey, do you want to go smoke this joint outside?" But she's like, "We got to go out one at a time because I don't want him to follow us or something." Yeah. And so, because he would just hang around after the show, right? Even if he wasn't on, right? And so we go outside, and then lo and behold, he still follows us outside, and Elena kind of leaves me on this hill because he starts talking to me and she turns her back and starts talking to her other friends.
Elena's allowed to leave you on a hill.
She's allowed to. No, hey.
When top hat crazy guy's involved, you're supposed to tell her to get off
Look,
the hill.
I'm not complaining.
Okay.
I understood it was my duty. I understood I had to take that bullet for it.
Sometimes chivalry is thrust upon you.
But this guy's talking to me, and he just starts talking about, oh, you know when white comics say the N-word? Like, I hate how that always happens. And I was like, well, I don't know if that always happens. Like, I don't see it that often. And he goes like, no, it's disgusting. It's awful. It sucks. And then there's like a pause, and he goes, I do have one bit where I would potentially say the N-word. And I'm like, oh boy, let's hear it. And he told me the bit. He didn't end up saying it. Like, he was like, and that's where I'd say the N-word, you know? But, like, it was so funny because it had nothing to do with black people. It had nothing. It was the most unnecessary use of the word.
For the record, doing a bit where you then say, and that's where I'd say the N-word, actually pretty brilliant joke. And that's where I'd say the N-word is the punchline.
Just imagine Gaffigan like tagging up the Hot Pockets bit with the N-word.
Hot Pocket. And then he just,
And
just
that's
drops
where
it.
I'd say the
And that's where I say the
N-word. God damn, dude. Yeah. I don't know. I've seen it too many times at the open mic level. Where
just
it's
go to
just like,
Austin,
what the
Texas.
hell?
There's still.
Oh, I'm sure.
I went to a mic in Austin like literally a month ago maybe, and we were like 6 comics in, and I was like, oh, I've heard more slurs than punchlines.
Oh,
and it wasn't even close. Slurs were winning by a mile.
Dude, slurs had punchlines on the road.
Yeah.
Punchlines never had a chance. Throw in the towel. Damn, dude.
Well, I feel like to a lot of them the slur is the
anyway?
punchline.
Yeah, that's what they think.
Yeah.
That's their justification. They're not throwing around a willy-nilly. To them, it's a high-form art.
Yeah.
Where
I had a guy, I won't name the man, but this guy at Savage Henry was explaining to me why he thought the last Rogan special was really good. And I was like, I brought up the joke where he
At
talked.
Savage Henry?
Yeah.
God damn it. The year I'm gone, this is afoot?
You would have loved this guy. I kind of liked him. I did,
Okay,
honestly.
all right.
As a guy, I liked him. But he was explaining why he thinks it's really good. And I was like, okay, well, like, and I mentioned one of the jokes to him. I was like, the one where Rogan's saying, like, oh, how come you can say the R word, but you can't say the N word? And he's like, because I'm more scared of black guys than I am, you know. And then he goes, don't you know how jokes work? And then he drops the F slur, you know. And I was like, I said that joke to him. I'm like, what's good about that joke? And he's like, well, the joke is he's joking about slurs, and then he says one. And like in full earnestness, this guy says it. And I was like, You know what? Never thought about that. It's actually brilliant.
When you
that
put it-
so
guy just
meta,
described
dude.
the entire Austin, Texas comedy scene.
Well, when you put it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Like the tag of this, I like Rogan probably first wrote the first 2/3 of the joke. He's like, this is missing something. They're like, hey,
That-
tag it up with another slur,
that
dude.
slur.
Add one more slur. Just one.
pretty good bit. Needs some more slurs.
Let's sprinkle a little F-bomb.
Yes, Chef Rogan. Needs slurs.
I would say, like, even though maybe in the Austin, like, open mic scene, the N-word's still prevalent, I think that's the one that in the mainstream hasn't.
I will say that one's definitely
Rogan
the
won't
least
say it.
used one.
Well, not
well,
true.
on
he
the
has.
podcast.
He has. No.
It's like,
I've
no.
seen a video that says
Okay,
otherwise.
so infamously in the past he has, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking post-2020 worlds. Like,
All
even
right,
the edgiest
I
of comics
will
won't
say
drop it.
Spotify pays you $20 million, you'll change some of your normal
But okay, but
activities.
maybe
I
not
got-
Rogan.
Oh, I thought
Maybe
he got like 100 million.
like who are
Oh,
the,
okay.
who are the
But
trademarked
regardless,
edgy
yeah.
comics? The trademark edgy comics in a post-2020 world.
Tell you what, hang on. Spotify, pick us up. I
Take us with
promise.
you?
100
Take us with you?
I've
Take
been
us with
giving
you.
you
I will
$13 a month for the past 7 years.
I was
That's-
gonna
yeah,
say
me too.
for $100 million, I'll never say the N-word.
I'm holding it hostage.
Yeah.
Pay me this amount of money, or I will say
start
it.
saying it next week. No, I will say Rogan had a bit about that actually did make me laugh. I saw him do it live. I'm gonna burn it because whatever. It's in the past. And he's on stage talking about it where he's like, yeah, so you might have seen that I'm in a controversy right now. And, you know, I thought I was always being respectful when I was using it. And even in context, no, but doesn't matter. And he talks about that. He's like, so I didn't really think it was a big deal. And then he goes, and then somebody on the internet made a video
Yeah.
of me every time saying it. And I watched it, and even I said, God damn it, dude, stop fucking saying it. I was
Yeah.
like, that's a pretty
That was in
funny.
the special. He said
Oh,
that.
was it?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well, then burned it there.
Dude,
but
I know because
yeah.
I watched it 10 times. It's my favorite special.
Wait, the newest one?
Yeah, no, I didn't watch it 10 times.
Oh, no, I don't know which special.
You're
that
actually the
did's
only
in.
person I know.
It was in
who
the
did
newest one.
watch
It was in
Okay,
Burn the
okay.
Boats. Yeah.
He said that
I know.
in Burn
I know
the Boats,
Mercer
right?
watched it because he also reviewed it on Letterboxd. That's how I know.
Dude,
Dude.
Brett Mercer, when Joe Rogan signed that contract for like, maybe it was like $20 million a year over 5 years. or
Yeah,
something
well,
like that.
and then he renewed it
Yeah,
for an absurd
but like
amount.
when he
yeah.
first signed that contract, Brett Mercer had a hilarious tweet where he's like, I also signed a contract with Spotify where I give them $13 a month and they let me listen to music.
But no longer Joe Rogan saying the N-word.
Yeah.
So,
So look what we've lost as a result.
yeah.
But we've gained the
The-
Austin
the-
comedy scene.
the earth is it's crazy that the Austin comedy scene is like if LA was Venom back in the day, Austin's turned into Carnage. Where it's just like, holy shit, dude. It's like even LA was like, I can't deal with this, and she's just fucking threw out the craziness.
Give me you're tired, you're poor.
Well, what's
Because
crazy is the amount of like also remarkably good comics that are down
Yeah.
there. And I almost feel like they're wearing hazmat suits. Be like, yeah, I got to work in a hostile environment, but the pay is out of control.
Yeah,
And you're like, oh, all
You're
right.
like, I hope they're getting hazard pay.
yeah, dude. Oh, they
That's why the comedy mothership pays so
yeah,
well.
yeah. You got to leave the. Yeah, they need a spaceship to get in and out of the scene.
Gillis and McCusker just have
Dude.
Purell on them at
Yeah, I
all
was gonna
times.
say, you know, every paid regular at the mothership has to go home and take 2 showers. And there's like always burning their clothes.
It probably, dude, the mothership probably smells like that screening of I Am Racist that we went to. It's probably the same.
the crowds for sure.
The crowds, yeah.
Passing out.
Oh.
I paid $78.
Here's the thing, and as high horsey as we get, we are grifters, as we always say.
Oh yeah.
And the day I'm on the mothership, it's going to be slur city. I got it ready.
you don't
I've been
think-
writing down every slur I know just in case.
Dude, if you don't think in the wrinkles of my brain there's a glass pane over slurs that says break in case of appearance at mothership, I'm like, you're fucking out of your mind, dude. I'm gonna show up and what? I'm like, nah, dude, I'm gonna smash that and use it with impunity. You're like, what are we doing on Comedy Rumspringa? God damn, dude. That is what Austin is. It's the Comedy Rumspringa. You go down there and fuck around a little bit, and then you go back to your regular scene and go,
I had some fun.
That was a good time anyway. Anyway, Trump's weird.
I did the butt sex equivalent of comedy for a while, and it was fun.
No, I think of slurs like that wall of guns and tremors that Michael Gross has on the wall.
Careful now, you're making it too likable for me. I'm like, oh boy.
I am trying to tempt you. I'm trying to get
Tempted by the fruit of your slur word.
Have you ever, because like your
Have I ever
comedy.
used a slur?
No. I mean, but we know the answer to that. I was gonna ask because like,
why do you think he thinks you're such a fun drunk?
Well, because your comedy is like I'd say famously very like innocuous in terms of what you talk about. I think like you're
Interesting.
I think so. Like I like, but I think that's
something for you.
I think that's a positive thing because I think you don't have any crutches. Like you don't like rely on
I'll
blue
take that
comedy or
compliment.
like anything. Like, have you ever written something where you kind of struggled with like, should I actually do this? Should I say like you're afraid it might
You
be?
got an example?
No. I just remember we either at the Pig or the Showcase. And I remember it was like a heater of a show, and you got into, I think it was the like your closer at the time. I still don't know if it's your closer, but where you talk about like the painting on stage next to you doing comedy. You know what I mean?
The nude art joke.
Right, the nude art joke. And I remember, like, Johnny's right. Like, I've never seen anybody get harumphed except one time we were at a show where somebody lost their goddamn mind and I just remember, no! And, like, it kind of threw you off for a second to the point where I didn't know if you knew that they were actually talking about something you said, and then they fucking left.
I don't remember this at all.
The
nude art
the
joke?
nude, I remember because like it was at the Showcase.
So the nude art joke pissed somebody off.
We were
That's
at the
crazy.
Showcase. Yeah. Now I remember because I was at the comics table.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know. I can't remember if it was a mic or a Showcase night, but I do remember like we're like, all right, Eric's getting in this closer. It was like when you were working on that bit at the time. And one person said no loud enough that the whole comics table was like, what the fuck? And we all knew that bit at the time.
Yeah.
And then it was like some lady, like fucking pretty giant, tall, like deep dyed red hair and glasses. And she just stormed
Man,
out.
maybe she was one of the nude art
I
models.
don't, dude, I don't know.
But the
to
thing
this
is, you're not
day-
even insulting nude art models.
and
No,
you're
no,
not.
no.
That's why to this day it left us confused. Maybe Jacob was there. I know it was like an Ann Arbor crew that night, but I remember us all being like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
And then you were fine. The rest of the crowd was fine. But I just remember being like, "This is the only time I've ever seen."
Yeah.
Somebody
But to
being
answer your
weird.
question, I have some bits. So I have one about Jackie Robinson not getting enough credit for being a good baseball player. Because like in the 1940s, like white people really, really liked baseball, but white people in the 1940s loved racism. And like I talk more about like how brave the manager had to be to like go to his boss and be like,
And the white people would call him words like,
Yeah.
that's the joke.
but like but I only do those jokes like in a good context. So if I'm at some shitty open mic, which is normally where you're seeing me,
No, I see
I'm not
you
gonna
at good
break
open
out.
mics.
Yeah. I'm not gonna break out like but if I'm crushing,
Yeah.
I might be like, let's test our waters with
Yeah.
this Jackie Robinson bit. Or I have another one about how I made a girl cry while we were having sex.
Yeah.
That like I really only do if we're on like a dirty show. And it's like, it's probably maybe my favorite bit I've written.
It's not the one where you talk about hitting women, is it?
No, that's the other one.
No,
I don't know if I've heard this one because
No,
I
we haven't-
don't know if I know that one either.
Do you usually do it in your feature set if you?
Not that one. I'll do the Jackie Robinson joke if I'm already crushing.
Yeah. Okay.
That one I have only really done if I worked it out at open mics for a while.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this is like pretty good, but it's tough to pull off.
I want after off air. I want to
Yeah.
hear the joke about
'Cause, well,
the
Well,
girl
I could
crying.
probably
The Jackie Robinson bit will probably work well with the story about Devin.
Yeah. No, it'll all connect.
Yeah.
Patreon.
Patreon.
well,
baby.
I can burn it.
Do you want to burn?
I
it?
don't care.
Okay.
Alright.
It's not on anything. So it's like
A lot of Ipsy micers are gonna pick this up and run
It
with
is
it.
now. Lisa Green's a listener sometimes.
So it's like me and my girlfriend broke up, but we had a conversation. We were like, we better like set some boundaries, but like apparently we're not good at that because we kept having sex, and so
I
like
think I remember.
you've probably seen me work this joke out back in the, but it was like years ago, and so like she went first. She's like, I'm not gonna call you by like pet names anymore. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. And then I was like, I don't have to take you out to dinner anymore, and because I got like strategic with it. But then like cut to later that night, we're like having sex, and I'm like sweating on top of her, and she's like, I love you, and I was like, I think that should be a boundary, and she started crying. This is
Hang on.
but then I stopped having sex. I was like, all right.
No, you weren't.
I was like, crying
Yeah, dog.
is a big turnoff.
Yeah. It'd be crazy if you got harder.
Yeah, that was the end of it. But this is true, she got mad at me. She expected me to just like thrust through the tears.
Oh, I remember. Yes, thrust through the tears is the
Bad.
punchline.
And,
Right.
and the
Yes.
joke, I'm like, thrust through, like audiences take that not well sometimes. I'm like, but like out of context, thrust through the tears
Yes.
sounds very motivational.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like something that Nike would put on a T-shirt.
Yeah,
Like
sounds
just
like a-
do it, thrust through the tears.
It's like a Vince Lombardi quote.
I do remember. I've seen that bit a couple times. Yeah,
but
I
I
think
haven't.
now that you said it, I think I remember.
I haven't
hearing
done it in a
but-
couple years, but like, or like once in a while, I'll do a show that's like advertised like as a dirty show
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
even then, I'll save it for last. I'll like warm up with like the strip clubs joke,
Yeah.
and then like work my way to.
No, yeah,
that
you
one.
wanna
Crazy that
earn
you
their
were
trust.
inside of her, and boundaries came up. Though I'm like, you can't talk about
Dude,
boundaries
we
while
used to
actively
crack
being
jokes all the
inside.
time. Like, but yeah, we used to make each other laugh a lot during sex. So
hey,
like when I in
I
my
love a
head when
good
that
sex.
line comes through, I'm like, that's a funny line. Better say it. I didn't expect tears to follow.
I love you. I think we got to put a wall up. Too many emotions are crossing into my country.
See, I think I would do full comic delivery too. If she's like, "I love you," I'd be like, "I think that should be a boundary."
I think, boundary.
A boundary
Let's
alert.
check my boundaries. I gotta go chill with the boys. That's great. I will say, joke sex is a lot of fun. Laughing during sex, best sex.
One
That's
time,
good sex.
I laughed so hard I had to say the safe word. I was like, I can't breathe.
God damn, dude. You ever chuckle fucked?
No,
Not a chuckle fucker. I mean,
I'm a
literally
dead.
chuckle.
I'm a dead serious fucker.
Oh,
You gotta
no.
date funnier women, not comics.
Dude, wait. So you're all serious? You're serious in the sack? All
I-
concentration?
I mean, I've chuckled, but I've never had like
no,
a.
that's a say.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but it'll be like
medicine?
because there's a little inconvenience or there's like, a, you know,
This fucking
there's,
condom.
there's something that you kind of have
Get
to laugh
your
off.
dog
You're
tail
like,
out of the way.
you know?
Johnny being an enormous furry
This
would be
fursuit
hilarious.
is just so hot. What an inconvenience.
If you had to pick a second furry suit, first, second, if you had to pick a furry suit, what animal would you be?
What animal would I be?
Yeah.
What are the options? Can you just
I
be
feel
like,
like they- I- you-
aren't they all the,
I
like
think it's-
foxes and dogs?
Yeah, how many?
Yeah.
How many animals are on the planet? My
I
guy?
think they're all dog and cat type of.
Yeah.
Like they're all offsprings of dogs and cats. I'd be a wolf, maybe.
Okay,
That'd be
wolf.
fun.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I was thinking it'd be funny to be like a hippo or like a chameleon, like a chameleon suit where you got
Changing
where you got to come in all slow and climb around.
It's like
Or-
extra expensive. It's
or
got
like-
some like fancy LEDs so you
Or
can
just
camouflage
A
your background.
sloth where you're hanging and you go. You got to climb on top.
Climb the
You
tree.
gotta climb on top. I'm just gonna duct tape my hands together. I'm gonna nap here and take a Viagra.
I didn't even think about how there could be chameleons. You could have a surprise threesome. I just thought there was two of us.
That's normally the furries that also are a horse.
They separate.
They separate. Yeah, it's just some dog getting fucked by a horse ass and a horse head. Imagine a horse costume Eiffel towering a cat suit. You're like, oh God, no.
Are there any prominent furry comics in the scene at the moment?
Not out.
That's a question for Bret.
Oh, dog.
I thought if anybody would know, it'd be the Ann Arbor comic.
I feel like Brett does know, or something about I know we keep throwing our fucking guy under the municipal vehicles.
Yeah.
But Brett could definitely be into some furry stuff.
But yep.
For the comfort. It just
For the comfort.
I'd say here's how.
You couldn't hold it together. When I call him up after this episode, I'd be like, Brett, you got to be on next week. He's like, why? You just have to. Also, don't listen to the Christmas episode.
The worst part is he's definitely gonna have some fucking story about me, and I couldn't think of anything about him.
Oh yeah. Dude,
Yeah, he's gonna get the final
Yeah,
word.
I guarantee
Then we'll have to have you both
he's
on
got
a
something.
moderated debate.
He's got something he's been thinking about for years.
Yeah, he's
Something's been stewing.
just pacing in the basement.
Yeah.
I'll be back in the rabbit hole someday. He's gonna salt burn you for this house.
I didn't know we're using Saltburn as a verb now. That's crazy.
I've been working on it. I gotta get more people to see it again. But when the boys are gone, that's how I clean the apartment. Like he's dancing around at the end of the movie.
yeah.
Just me.
Murder on the dance floor.
Just naked, vacuuming. Like, oh yeah, dude. Doing some twirly
This
cocks.
is a movie that came out last year.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
The number of movies,
Huge in Ann Arbor.
the movies I've seen is directly correlated with how many Delta flights I've taken recently.
and whether or not they have hockey.
I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
Saltburn be a tough watch on a flight. I mean, there'd be a lot of this going on. Like, yeah, it's just part of this movie. I have thought about that. Some of the soft. I was on a flight and a guy did rewind to rewatch a sex scene. It was like, yes,
No.
yes.
Did he at least pretend like he didn't see it
No,
the first time?
no, dude.
He's like, hey, what was?
I was flying home from Boston, and a guy just straight up was like, nice, and again.
I saw there was some big gay movie that came out like last year, like a gay. Like
Like
not a gay
Bros?
rom-com, like a gay drama came out, and some
it wasn't
guy.
Bros.
No, it wasn't Bros.
Okay.
It was like a drama, and this guy on the plane was watching it, and I just know because he's like a few in front of me, other side, and I see him get to the first scene of two guys kissing, and then he skips past it, and I was like, "Buddy, you better strap in. This,
there's more where that's
this is a
coming
gay movie."
Hang on, hold on. Maybe he was trying to get to the more business.
I usually skip this
We're
part.
assuming he's homophobic, but maybe he's just like, I don't need fucking 7 minutes of blowjob. Give me the intercourse,
Let's skip
baby.
the foreplay,
Yeah,
fellas.
He's watching this movie on a flight like people watch porn. Skip the foreplay.
Plus 10, plus 10, plus 10.
There it is, and my favorite part, and my favorite part, and my favorite part.
Well, watching gay porn, like, oh, cut away from the guy. That guy. Cut to the other guy.
The hotter guy.
Go to the girl-based guy in this.
Why do they keep panning over to the less hot guy?
Oh my god, dude. I will. I've learned this. When you're bricked up and down bad, you find out who likes you the most, right? And walking around my new neighborhood, it is the gay black dudes are liking what I'm putting out there, walking around town. And I will say, complimentary. We're like, and I'm like, not yet, not yet. but we'll get there. But it's crazy because it goes back to the East Lansing dude, bro. Gay guys.
Yeah.
Some of them do talk horrendously problematic, but like they're just gay.
Yeah.
But they're like, yeah, I want to mash this fucking twink's face in. I was like, whoa. It's like, is that cool to say?
He's like, not in a hate crime.
Yeah, no,
In a loving
he's
way.
like, but no, I would fuck it. I'm like, I can't. My moral compass is just like the thing in what is it? Pirates of the Caribbean, where I'm like, I got nothing. I don't know how to police this, so we're just gonna let that go. Like, Ooh boy. All right.
I think Tim Dillon's brought back the problematic gay. I think it's in the mainstream now.
Oh yeah,
think you can-
Milo
Yiannopoulos
crawled so Tim Dillon could rascal Scooter. Crazy, dude. But Tim, take us with you.
Which brings me, are there any prominent right-wing comics in our scene?
Oh, not that have outed themselves.
Oh yeah.
Don't look at me like that.
There's a couple of them. I've seen their likes. I've seen what they've liked show up on Instagram. I'm like,
That's some real Ted Cruz Twitter shit.
yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, Ted Cruz liked porn on 9/11.
I didn't know.
Like the day up? No,
yeah,
like,
it was on nine. Well, not
it
in
had to be-
2000.
Yeah, it was like.
But it was on
wrong.
Twitter like a few years ago on 9/11. He liked a porn post.
Hey
And
man, we all mourn in our own way.
it was a hard time. But then every
I get
year,
emotional and hard.
every year on 9/11, somebody will post a screenshot of that and go like, never forget. It's just
I thought you were
Ted
going to
Cruz
say
liked.
every year on 9/11 he likes even more. He's like, you thought that one post was bad. He's like doubling down.
Oh my god.
Well, 'cause there's
All
talk-
twins the next year.
Yeah.
There's talk that Elon might
And they're
ban
tall.
Elon might ban the nudity from Twitter now, and everyone's like,
They're
"There's
gonna-
one." The
yeah.
Republicans have one guy that's going to object.
Yeah.
Also, they're going to be out of Twitter then. It's
Yeah.
all porn bots now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember when I was younger, the first time I discovered there was porn on Twitter.
Because it's not easy to find right away. Like you don't just stumble
It
on
is
Yeah,
ever
but-
since Elon took
Well,
over.
I'll tell you what, though, it's like discovering the dark side. When you
Yeah.
get it hits fast. Because I was in college when I first had Twitter. I was like, whatever, and then I was just cruising, swiping, and then one of my buddies retweeted some porn, and I was like, what the fuck?
Insane move.
Well, dude, it was frat times. It was
Yeah.
it was one of the frat accounts.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? And then I immediately was like, is this allowed? And then it was super allowed. And then I could no longer open my Twitter in public because the algorithm at the time was like, you seem to have liked that. So here you go. But yeah, that's insane. If they do that now, Threads is flirting with it. It's
don't even use
all.
Oh, please.
It's all.
I'm not on
thirst spots.
Threads, and I know I joined Bluesky just to check it out.
Wait, what?
Bluesky, it's the liberal
I
Twitter.
thought it was called Blue Sky.
Oh, Blue Sky. I don't
That's incredible.
But they
dude.
do call tweets skeets.
Who's saying Commodore wrong now?
Blue,
You fucking dog whistle.
Bluesky?
oh, it might be a right-wing dog whistle
Yo,
to call it
let me get a
Bluesky.
blue ski.
Right. It's like saying females or the Democrat Party.
Wait,
It's-
females is a slur now?
No, you're not supposed to say females as like a noun, because it's like a
What, can I verb it up?
misogynist dog whistle.
Verb it up then.
Yeah, you can say a female woman.
I'm trying to. All right, I'll find a way. If you're not gonna use it as a noun, how's it to be used? An
Like-
adjective?
As an adjective, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But anyway, I was gonna say Blue Sky is like. Have you heard of it?
Hey, dude, I love how that was hard.
No,
for
I
you.
joined it, and it's all like the least funny people from Twitter went there, because it's not like I know the conceit is like, oh, it's liberal Twitter. We're gonna get away from all the X stuff, but it's like liberal ant Twitter. It's like
Oh, gotcha.
Like aunt. Yeah.
like uses laughing emojis when they make a joke. Like
Then, hang on. Does this mean Threads might have potential to be where Black Twitter ends up? Because Black Twitter is hilarious.
yeah,
Black Twitter is the funniest Twitter. It's out of control.
I agree.
Are either you guys following Black Twitter?
Oh, Black Twitter has increasingly shown up more in my.
Dude, it is by and large the funniest Twitter
Yeah.
subsect there is. And it's the only thing that keeps me going back besides the porn. Like, good nut. Time to laugh. Going to Black
And
Twitter,
your
baby.
favorite subsection is
Yes.
the black porn
Black
Twitter.
porn Twitter out of control. You're like, you know what? We do need more of this. God damn it.
There's a great Twitter page called Out of Context Porn. If you haven't seen it, it's very funny.
No, I haven't.
It's always like 5-second clips from actual porn. But it's like,
Oh, like the bad acting.
yeah, the bad acting,
yeah.
or like every now and then it's actual porn stuff is happening, but it's like, but it's also weird. Like it'll be like,
This is what made me stop watching like porn videos. There's this like amateur couple I remember. It's like, I like watching amateurs because it's like, all right, this is not like a producer being like, yes, the two of you go at it. It was like they're consenting. They hit the on button. And they're doing it, right? And I don't know where this guy's like on about she's their fit couple again. And this guy, like a little sneaky snake, he just kind of like Randy Orton almost. He fucking sneaks his hand up and just full on from the bottom slaps her across the face. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And it made me laugh. I was like, what the fuck, dude? And then she clearly this must be something they're into because it didn't fucking phase her. She took a few more thrusts and then just fucking slapped him back. And I was cackling. I was like, all right, well, I'm done jacking it because I done laughed too
It's
hard.
like the X-rated version of How I Met Your
Dog,
Mother.
I think I had to over-explain and then send it to Burkar. I was like, listen, I know.
Well, I've never seen you porn before.
Yeah, I was like, we've never been porn buddies. Like, I don't want to be porn pals. This isn't like, like I nutted pretty hard. I think you'll like this one. Like, not what we're doing here. I was like, is this funny? And I'm pretty sure within a minute and a half, he goes, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And it was like, God damn it.
dude, Trevor once sent me and Nick. You
guys are porn
he
pals?
found it. No, we're not. I was afraid it would open up that precedent. But
Yeah,
it
you
did not.
you gotta shut it down.
He just no, but
It's a
his-
burn after reading.
his
letter.
reasoning-
You go, this is not coming back.
His reasoning was he found a porn parody of The Good Place called The Goo Place, and he was like, "This is actually pretty funny," and he sent it to us, and it was good. It was it was charming, you know.
Dude, yeah.
That's the thing. I actually am really endeared to like when porn tries at the parody part, and there's one out of context porn posted like a 2-minute musical sequence from like a Grease porn parody, and they've like the actors have pipes, they're singing, and they're like, it's just like, you're the one that I want, you are the one, or it's like you're the one that I want, the one that I want to fuck, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then they would go horny, like it was, and it ruled. I was like, this is great. I was like singing it to myself around the kitchen later that day.
Oh my god.
Didn't even see any of the porn parts. So I was just like, I like the. Can I get this on vinyl? We're gonna get the LP.
Imagine finishing
Until
before the porn
B-sides
starts.
just moan.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are we winding down?
Yeah, we could.
Yeah,
we
we
can get into final thoughts before you got anything else you want to do before butt plugs?
No.
No. All right. All right.
All right.
You got some porn you want to send?
Do you have?
Everyone who watches this podcast is
He's
your
already
porn
got it?
pal.
All right, yeah. We're gonna get some weird DMs this week.
Patreon.
Patreon, maybe.
Patreon. We react to porn.
Yeah, Patreon. We will have a Dropbox. You can send us the weird stuff, dude. If we make a Patreon with the weird stuff Dropbox, we have to have a lawyer write something up. They're like, you cannot send us fucking
Snuff
illegal.
films.
Yeah, snuff.
Yeah.
Nothing illegal. But I'll set up a weird Dropbox.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That's fun. But
Yeah.
butt plugs.
Yeah, you have any butt plugs?
You want to plug the anniversary show?
yeah. July 2025.
Mark it down.
You don't have like a weekend coming up or anything? Nothing that's.
Treetown Comedy Festival,
there you
March 5th through 8th, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Don't get mad at us because I didn't take your money because I don't want to watch your fucking videos.
Hang on. Did you guys do open submissions this
No.
No.
year? Yeah, all right.
That's why I don't take your money and I
Yeah,
don't watch your
okay,
video.
yeah,
It's a real trade-off. You don't have to pay money, and he doesn't have to watch you.
But just know that the Michigan oligarchs are watching and they're still gatekeeping.
Just so you know,
Yeah,
if you
me and my buddies, the fucking oligarchs.
Well, we can't complain.
just know if you
We got
email
it.
if you email once, you go on the do not book at blind pig list.
yeah. You got pluggies?
Well, let's see. This will come out on Boxing Day. Happy Boxing Day,
Happy
everybody.
Boxing Day.
I tonight will be Ozone's comedy night. And then in 2 days on the 28th, we have Heavy Flow, Heavy Flow show at
Yeah, that'll be rad.
at the Indie.
Yeah.
And after that, in January, I think my first show in January, I'm on Sidebar GR on the 5th, Sunday the 5th. And then I've got stuff after that, but we'll talk about it later.
That'll be rad. Yeah, so the 28th is the only thing I want to plug for the rest of December. Come on out to that. It's going to be fun. The boys are going to be partying on a Saturday and doing some comedy. Then January 4th is the first Salsa Parlor show in Chicago at the Uptown Tap Room. We're a little worried because it's not our house, and we got to figure out how to fill it up.
And you won't have free beer?
Oh, yeah, we're striking a deal with the bar to get some free beer. So I'll tell you what. Beer might not be free, but if you come, it'll be free to you.
Shakespeare's back in the day?
Yeah.
They used to do like free, like, it was like a half pour.
I'm talking with the owner right now. I was like, if you give me at cost, like whatever you pay the distributor and I can pay you, I'll buy it a couple cases of beer because I'm like, that's what we did at the house show. But anyway, so January 4th, Salsa Parlor, Chicago at the Uptown Tap Room. James Couture is working his goddamn tail off to make it happen. I'll be hosting. We've got a great lineup on that. I believe January 7th. I don't know. I can't remember. January 10th, I am at the Lincoln Lodge. January 11th, I am doing Don't Tell Chicago. Then, January 21st, back at the Lincoln Lodge, but you know what? That's weeks and weeks out, so it doesn't matter. But cool stuff happening in Chicago finally. So let's go. And now
Eric's in the middle.
Something for Blueski. And triple touch tips.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Did you explain post credits to Eric? Are you familiar with?
I think
You just kind of fuck around as if the episode didn't already end.
Yeah.
I figured it out. Not the most complicated thing I've seen in podcasts.
John, you see these fucking block M's around this building?
Yeah.
Educated man.
My C's got my degrees.
My guy's seen a Marvel movie or two.
Eric puts on an eye patch and says, "I'm recruiting you for the Tree Town initiative."
A bunch of bad comedians are about to be mad in a few months. And we're putting a team together to quietly make fun of them in green rooms across the country.
We're never in the same green room. It's just the group chat.
Yeah, well, you know.
The bad comedians, they're calling themselves the Ipsy Side Squad.
The Ipsis? All right.
I fucked it up.
It's all right.
It was better in my head.
I
was
feel like Ypsilanti might be
Ipsuicide. Ipsuicide Squad. There we go.
All right, no, I'm up here. I'm up here on it.
No.
Get down. I'm gonna help. Johnny, get down.
Take it, dude.
The Ip Suicide Squad. Like, yeah, man, that's what we're just gonna say at the next funeral. Look at him. All right, he's part of it. There it is. Bad riff. We might actually have to call Eric in for air support on this one. Our legs are blown off.
Yeah,
on
what's
this
your
hill,
thoughts
buddy.
on? Let's just cut to his video.
No, I think I even draw the line at we can't.
No, we don't want to
take a
make
man's mental break.
We don't want to make an enemy out of that man. Just bleep it. Just bleep the name. I think we'll be good.
I have some heavy edits I have to do.
I think that's the only faux pas we've had.
Are we leaving?
I think we've been crystal clear this whole time.
Are we leaving the Bret stuff in?
I'd say we do. I think we're fine. I don't know. You know him better than I do. You think he'll be mad?
I think he'll be jacking off to it. Yeah, you're right. I do know him better. He's going to be listening to us in one earbud and then fucking, we're going to be in the YouTube background as he's fucking feverishly pulling into something else. I finished during one of Johnny's laughs.
Anyway, Eric, you want to say something to take us home?
Take us home, rabbit hole, to the place.
Yeah, dude, I'm already fucking home.
Yeah, we're going
You
home.
guys
after
can
this.
fucking leave if you want to. I'm fucking chilling.
Rumor has it we can stay.
Wait,
There's an open room up there.
I brought my sleeping bag.
Open room up there, no bed, but
Downstairs still open.
downstairs
Air mattress.
air mattress, 2 couches.
Oh
Yep.
God, that's
You guys can probably both fit on that one if you cuddle.
Yeah.
Have to contractually obligated via Spotify to sleep next to Johnny at least 3 times a fiscal quarter.
Or else they don't give you your $2.50.
Well, it's also because of our problematic cause. We have to be an ally by sleeping skin to skin.
It gets us 1 slur a year.
A big one too.
Yeah. One of the big ones. We're saving up for the big ones.
We're gonna fly down to Austin. We're on holiday. We're gonna say it. We just run into the mothership. We're gonna say it.
It's like,
It's a
dude.
suicide fest of a comedy moment to run into the mothership and just start foghorn saying it.
It's like taking the. It's like riding the tube in London or eating tzatziki sauce in Greece. It's saying the N-word in Austin.
Oh, have you said it? in
We're
Austin?
tourists. Let's say it.
It's got to be into a mic on stage.
Yeah, it has to be to strangers.
That's how the locals do it. Otherwise, everyone will know you're a tourist.
Yeah. You're avoiding slurs during your comedy set? Must be a foreigner.
You're not from around here, are you?
On my Austin trip, I wanted to live like a loco, so I didn't write any material.
No, trust me, they wrote those slurs down.
You checked the
Don't
book?
get it twisted.
They're like,
They're fucking in there. You open that notebook.
There's 2 colors of ink, so they rewrote it. No,
Oh yeah, they crossed off one slur and wrote a different one. Like,
punchier. They cross off the F word, just put the N word. Like, now you.
Cross off the A, put an ER.
they have the F word. It's like drop the GOT. It's cleaner.
You thought about getting rid of the A and going for the hard R? That's what you got to do. Oh, wow. All right. Well, Austin's not taking us with him.
Hey, catch us in Austin very soon.
Yeah, I forgot. What are we talking about? We're about to. The Ewoks are going to raise us up like their golden god. In the context of slurring, Ewok does sound like a slur.
Those fucking Ewoks. all furry with their fucking spears.
I was just saying, if you were like, get a load of all these fucking Ewoks crossing the border, be like, whoa!
I changed my wolf answer. I'd be an Ewok.
That's it.
You're not a furry, you're like a Furby.
Oh, God, that'll do, pig.
That'll do.